Oh, it's all we needed.
That's it.
What's 21 minutes?
It's 21 minutes on a year. Hi, it's the Bonfire on Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95. I'm Dan Soder. That's Big J. Okerson.
Holy shit.
We did a show. We already were doing a show.
Yeah, pull the curtain a little bit on this. We started this thing on time.
6 p.m., Big J and I looked at each other like, here we go, buddy.
We knuckled down.
Like we were fucking Top Gun pilots.
Yeah. One more time into the great darkness, Goose.
See you on the other end, brother.
You're my gun man. I know you always got my back.
And then what happened?
We broke into a conversation. We had a full-blown conversation
about a contract?
About The Godfather.
I totally forgot about that.
We went into a whole thing about the movie The Godfather, how I never saw The Godfather, and it was great. I even had the inner voice telling me, I'm like, this is going really good, man. Really funny shit.
There were 4 people that were so happy with that radio show. And then someone just goes, you've never been on air. And we're like, what?
Yeah, so we got waved down. It's like, guys, none of that went out to anybody. Actually, the first words were, you guys aren't on air. So I'm like, oh, we got cut off. And I thought it was some cool, like, the government was shutting us down, like turn up pump up the volume.
Yeah, they're like, guys, this pirate radio that's not pirate radio. But
talk hard.
This paid subscribing radio station.
And, no, it turns out that none of it.
Dude, that was great.
None of it played whatsoever, which is fantastic. And it's official, buddy. We're here.
It finally happened.
Happened.
Even after a 25-minute delay.
I do believe we are live. There's a lot of thumbs up happening around the room.
Unless they're just fucking with us to be like, let's just let these idiots go for 2 hours.
There's so many thumbs up. I think this is golden.
Dude, they even changed the lighting in the production, in the little production studio. It went from cool, fun producer, Frasier, Roz on Frasier, into hospital lighting.
Yeah, it really went full fluorescence in there. And that's how you know someone's going to get yelled at.
Oh, my God.
The fluorescence, come on, hey, get out of this sexy vibe, Venus flytrap.
It took welcome to the show that was formerly called Big Head and Waterhead and
Fat Guy and the Waterhead.
Fat Guy Waterhead, the Soda Shop, and the Dan Soder Show with very special, limited, sometimes always co-host Big J. Okerson.
Every time, always there, the entire run of the show, J. Okerson.
And then it took a year. We had to become completely different people.
Yeah, I've lost weight. I've cut my hair.
Yeah, I found out I'm Buddhist.
Yeah, and you're inner Buddhist, which was very exciting. Yeah. Central Park one day, cruising.
I'm telling you, I'm trans-spiritual. I identify with a different religion now. Dude, for those of you who have waited this long, thank you so much. I mean, the positivity that we've gotten on Twitter.
Yeah, and I can't think, and I know we already went through.
We went through the whole story.
A whole bunch of thank yous and stuff. But yeah, it was...
and especially a big thank you to Comedy Central Radio for getting us on, and a big shout out to Cool Dad. We won't give you his real name, but we call him Cool Dad.
Yeah, Cool Dad fought long and hard for this one. He really... He put it to the grindstone for us. I know, and I said he would be so confident. This is going to happen. He wanted it to happen so bad that I almost thought he was fucking with me or something. He's like, "You're going to be the prettiest girl at prom," and I'm like, "Shut up!
You're just getting my ego up. Why aren't you
saying that? Because I'm your boy."
What do you really think? My first thoughts when I found out we weren't on air were Cool Dad. Him just watching his whole pet project, like the Space Shuttle Challenger, just blow up right after launch.
This is the proudest moment of my life,
gentlemen, to embark into the heavens. It just fucking rained down.
God's speech. He had his tears already dried up by the time we found out we weren't on air anymore.
He was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Those are my boys out there doing their best,
and they're gonna fly. Dude, so first and foremost, that was the fucking best way. We should talk about the contract. Took a long time.
I couldn't have went better for us on a comedic level. The fact that at 6 o'clock we went, and then at 6:07 there was a mad scramble in this room. People really nervous and uncomfortable.
It was a emergency room like energy.
Oh,
for a good 10
Asian
minutes.
lady pointing fingers and getting in faces.
I need 50 cc stats of volume. You're like, that's
you
not
want
even.
This man to die on the table.
I got him bleeding out, guys. I got a Mulaney bit going for 8 minutes. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this one out.
I'm sorry, Cupcake, if I was rude, but please, could you get this show on the fucking air?
Dude, the part that you guys didn't hear that we talked about was how this whole negotiation to get us on the air turned you and my friendship into a bickering marriage.
It got way more awkward. Well, neither of us wanted to argue.
Yes.
With the other, and then the thing is, it was
catty.
Yeah, but we were having like a hugging match, like boxing match in the center of the ring, and then we would like, in between rounds, we go talk to our respective people. Yeah. And they'd be like, the other guy's really blowing this. Yeah. Like each of us. And then we both come back and be like, hey man, like, are you gonna?
So I'm getting on my end. Like we were trying to.
You're telling me one thing, but I'm hearing through some people telling me from somebody else that you said a pretty different thing.
And you brought up earlier on the show that never aired. We have text messages that you can hear our cattiness.
Yeah,
in the text message.
We have to.
And I recommend
that. Yeah.
On the show. We do Bonfire Theater.
Which I sign off on. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Bonfire Theater.
Because it's usually can't tell tone in text, but these texts, you could definitely tell okay, but let me ask you this. Let me just play devil's advocate here for a minute.
I know exactly one text that I sent was me going, that was the energy of the text. It was a real
It makes you feel that I read it like that.
Yeah, well, I nailed it. It was and I know I was in the New Orleans airport at Louis Armstrong International being like, and you're like,
I remember the shittiest one for me. I don't remember exactly what the texts were, but I remember you always remember the location.
Yeah.
It was me laying on a hotel bed for a one-nighter in Montreal. And literally just laying on a bed and just being like, I don't even care. I got Wi-Fi on my phone so I could text you. I don't care either.
Yeah, I don't care. It was just me staring at a hotel room going, we're going to make this work.
I'm like, we're not, though.
Yeah. Nice try, but way to get my hopes up for nothing. And then finally...
Made for good roast jokes.
Made for great roast. I mean, how great was your roast?
It was fantastic. That was a really fun time.
If you don't know, you can go see it on YouTube.
Yeah, it is free for the world right now.
Free for the world. The Big J. Okerson roast. What a fucking dais. You had Kurt Metzger, Mike Vecchione, Mark Norman, Anthony Cumia, Ari Shafir,
Sal
Volcano from the Impractical Jokers, Harris Stanton, Bonnie McFarlane,
Rich Voss.
An appearance by Rich Voss.
Yeah.
And Louis J. Gomez as your roast master.
Carla was there.
Surprised by Carla Okerson.
My separated wife.
The mother to your stepchild.
The mother to my stepchild, my child and stepchild.
Your child, your legal. I don't know, what is that? What happens when your not yet ex-wife has a baby?
Technically, I think she gave birth to my stepchild. My stepdaughter. My stepdaughter is so cute, though.
That's so funny.
She's adorable. What if I just show her much more love and affection than my actual daughter?
Yeah, your real daughter's like, hey, what's up? You're like,
she's jealous of someone.
You're like, what are you mad about? I'm playing with house money at this point.
Yeah, I'm not with her mom, and I'm not the father.
I'm such a better stepdad.
I'm just killer. I'm really like being a stepdad.
I'm not gonna lie. We both have gone through the stepdad world. You would be a phenomenal stepdad. I feel like you would let us rent movies on a weekday if there were still movie stores.
I don't know how good of a stepdad. I guess that'd be pretty cool. Depends how old the kids were.
Yeah, I have a feeling I would turn cold on them because they wouldn't have my seed in them. they wouldn't be my blood.
You look too much like your dad, you little piece of shit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm too insecure to be a stepdad.
Look at that weak jaw.
You see this? Give it a shot. Give it a punch.
You don't have the soda jaw. You can't have my name.
I would do that. Like, I would adopt him and then at 14 make him fight me to earn his name. Like it's a Game of Thrones episode.
You have to earn your soda.
I called your last name Snow because you're a bastard. Like, this fucking guy.
I think I'd be a good stepfather to like a 16-year-old. Someone that could play Madden.
Yes. Well, I mean, they can play Madden young now.
And then I'll knuckle him up at his mom. Look at your mom's titties, huh? Still as fresh as the day you were born.
Is that why? Are you throwing it into a cover two because you heard me blowing your mom's back out last night? You're just talking accurate, man.
You're going to go for it on 4th and 10 because you're pissed off. Look, those noises were your mom enjoying herself.
You go for it on 4th down, man. This is crazy. And I tried to go ass to mouth on your mom's last week. It's like, hey, could you not, Dan? I'm like, hey, sorry, buddy.
Hey, champ, I'm sorry.
I'm always here to talk.
You want to go to Bear Burger?
We're falling in, dude. The Big J roast, by the way, I'll just say, probably one of the most nervous I've been because I went on last on the dais, and I was so high, I forgot I was going to have to go on stage.
You forgot totally. You started enjoying the show.
Completely got into it.
That's so weird.
And
That's a weird thing to do.
And then I remember being like, oh, I'm after Ari. And then Ari had a great set, and I was like, then those nerves kick in. You're like, oh, fuck am I? And I got to go do jokes.
Well, I've never done a roast before, ever, so I was really nervous. And everyone goes, really? You looked like you weren't nervous at all, which, thank God.
You nailed it.
I'm glad I looked not nervous. However, what's funny where you could tell, and when people hopefully go to watch it on YouTube and enjoy it, it's I say the word fucking so much. Yeah, it's just commas, you know. I'm like, and fucking Louis J. Gomez is here, and he's you know this fucking guy? This fucking guy over here, I'll tell you.
Fucking and the word complement each other so well. You can really tell what kind of public education you got when you say that. You're like, fucking, this fucking guy.
Public education, yeah, really.
It really is, but it also was, you told me what you were going to do, and then the set happened, and you did it so well, I was like, I think Jay's mad at me. And then I saw the rest of the set, and I was like, I don't think he's mad at me. That's what makes me suck about doing roasts. I take it too personal. But
See, I didn't take it
not
personal.
Jokes about me. I feel like when I write a mean joke, I'm like, oh, they're going to not be friends with me.
They're going to be upset with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't feel that way with anything that I said at all.
Yeah.
I thought putting a picture, spoiler alert, I thought putting a picture of Ari Shafir's asshole up on the screen was going pretty far, but
whenever you have
YouTube forced him to forced us to blur out his dick in some other videos. So if he's that loose with it, why should I be concerned?
I feel like any person, Ari, like any other person with a deformity, just becomes comfortable with it.
It really, something's wrong with
There's no way to say that he is a prolapsed asshole. There's no way to say that it's sick. It's just a deformity.
Yeah, it's just like he had God sewed his asshole up wrong.
And I love
one of God's early Build-A-Bears.
My first thought is anyone that doesn't know who the fuck we are listening to the show being like, I was driving home from work and I turned it on Channel 95 and they're talking about a Jewish man named Ari's fat, thick butthole.
They didn't quite say it was prolapsed. However, they did say it was something wrong with it.
I would love to see if there were complaints, if there's someone complaining via letter to Sirius. Like
already?
No, just about that specific. That would make my day.
It's only been 6 minutes we've been on the air. And
right?
To the best of my knowledge, people are hearing it. So,
unless they could be fucking with us, Jay.
Let's give the number here. 844-COMEDY-9 is the number to call for the bonfire.
That's 844-266-3399 if you're not good at spelling out words in the letters, or words in the numbers.
Who doesn't have letters on their numbers?
Do you have those on cell phones anymore? Oh, yeah. They do.
If you go to your digital phone, it's not a rotary. Yeah.
I'm acting like it's
they do that? Do they have the technology now?
I'm acting like it's a worn down payphone at a truck stop. I mean, if you don't have the ability to see what number,
if somebody aggressively cigarette burned off all of your button dials,
if there's been too many long distance trucker fights.
Yeah, dude, there's so much going on that it's so funny us avoiding talking about little key points have been hilarious.
Yeah, because I think, you went on a mutual friend of our, Brian Koppelman's podcast, The Moment, and talked about, this got brought up.
This show, yeah.
The negotiations got brought up, and Koppelman was like, we'll have you back, and we'll talk about it. And there's a part of me that's like, yeah, let us talk about it on our show first. Yeah. Then we'll talk to you about it.
Well, it really came alive.
It really did.
We're sitting in the studio. It's huge. It's our logo's up everywhere. Lou's here.
Lou and Jacob from the original show. We have the original band is back.
Yeah, the Soda Show. Yeah, we were able to work it out, so everyone's here, and it's so fun.
And I'll tell you, Lou,
we have a frantic Ginger taking calls. That's just going to be fun to look at all times, pretty much. He's typing and
just a blur of orange hair. Looks like Garfield in a fight with Odie. It's just whipped into a tornado.
Garfield fuck.
Yeah.
Or like Garfield fuck John, actually.
That's what
he's the love child.
That's exactly what Andy looked like. The birth of a cartoon cat and his owner.
Shit.
We have a friend, Oh, okay. Well, I mean, let's just answer the first. Where our buddy Jason was supposed to call in from Minnesota.
You didn't give him the number.
I gave him the number. I tweeted it out.
I thought you flaked.
I totally didn't flake. But there's a guy in Philly that I think just disappeared. Had a great question, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we can't see the names on our board.
Yeah, everything's just disappearing. They really are making us go bare knuckle.
The question is why the bonfire over the Soda Show?
That was the question.
Yeah, that's why I saw the question.
Because the Soda Show, it was a weird thing where they were like,
was contracty stuff.
Contracty stuff. Not only that, but they did it at the last minute because we were going to call it limited edition radio.
Yeah.
And then at the last moment, like, we got to go Soda Radio. We're going to go. It was like the day before. And you're like, okay. And
then on a pretty sweet, do you remember when we came with the Bonfire? Actually, it's kind of not a cool story, but it was like in a frustrated moment, actually, at that point. You came over.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's try to think of some names for this show. And because, there was, again, the reason we can't really just make it like our names.
Yeah.
So we had to think of a name for the show. And when we sat there, we were going back and forth. And I was trying to hide the fact that I had, if you recall, I had that, like, ear thing.
Yeah.
Eustachian tube dysfunction, where my ear thing shut down. And I felt like I was, like, landing on an airplane for, like, 3 months. I ended up having it.
Let's call it what it is. He had an ear infection as a grown man.
No.
But it was, the symptoms were of, like, your ear hurt?
No, it didn't hurt.
Really?
It was just closed up.
I thought when we were sitting there in the living room, you were like, it hurts. You're like, I can't, you know what it was? You kept saying, I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything else, yeah. It's consuming. Because it sounds like I'm wearing one headphone. Like I'm always DJing at a rave.
Yeah.
Just one can hanging on. And
you're like, once the beat drops, everything will everything will even out.
I'm just previewing my next vinyl. Yeah, so I was trying to work hard to find something. Like just to kind of focus on our conversation. I just couldn't. And like right at the last minute, remember you're like, man, I'll take off, dude, if you're having.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then we thought of it.
Yeah, we came up with like 3 good names, and this was.
And then Christine, my girlfriend, popped in the room, and she was like, "That's great." And
yeah.
And we really got attached to it. We had to fight for it actually a little bit.
Yeah, but and then that's why people want to know what it's called. Here's our first caller, Jason, Minnesota. A fan of Jay and myself. He always comes out to shows when we're out there.
I'll be honest, can I tell you what I don't like?
What?
That it simply says Dan's friend in the comments. I fucking know Jason. He's come to all my shows too.
I know, but I'm the one that made sure that he was the first caller. So that makes me a better friend.
Ooh, he just communicates with you more.
Jason, you there?
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Do I get to be the big-ass log holder number 1?
What's that?
So do I get to be a big-ass log holder number 1?
Yeah.
Big-ass log holder.
Yeah, that's the best. You're like our jockstrap. No, I don't know.
Hey, Jason, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jay Oakerson. Remember the guy you've met 1,000 times also? But you're Dan's friend?
Yeah.
You're jealous about
this. Wish you guys well, and I was just glad that the show is up and going, and Dan, I'll see you next Thursday.
Oh!
August 6th, 7th, and 8th at Acme Comedy.
I'll see you then, my good buddy Jace.
That was a great plug.
When I'm going to be at Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, August 6th through the 8th. It was all a plug. This whole thing's just been a ruse to plug Acme Comedy Club.
Self-promotion.
We got some fucking 1920s radio hits in here.
That was live. That was just Jacob honking a horn.
Jason, thanks for calling in, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Look forward to seeing you, buddy.
Dude, my next favorite question is, we have to answer this, is this guy in Florida simply wants to know who the hell we are and what the hell this show is.
But yes, please put him on.
Hey, I'm in Florida. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just want to know who the hell you are and what the show's about.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name's Dan Soder. I'm a stand-up comedian.
I'm Big Jokerson, also in the stand-up comedy world.
And we're doing a show where we sit here and talk for 2 hours, and you get to listen to it.
Okay.
That's a great response. What the fuck is this?
That might be the fucking best ever. What's your name, and what do you do?
Name's Jim from Cape Coral, Florida. I'm actually in the golf business.
Oh. How so?
I'm on the retail end of a golf store here in Florida.
Oh, so you probably have a very nice tan all the time.
All year long.
Do you hit on?
It's gonna go bad quick though.
Do you hit on married women pretty aggressively?
Well, since my wife's probably listening right now, I never would ever do that.
But you got like that. You've got like a golf pro shop confidence. Like you
I do.
Yeah.
And it's strictly in confidence, and off the air, I'll be happy to tell you some great stories.
I mean, that's
really.
I mean, thanks.
Golf store pussy. That's crazy.
I'm wearing my spikes. She's got her skirts all the way up. I'm in the ninth hole.
I pull her skirts aside because who's got time for nudity?
Dude, when I show a woman how to swing, I got to do it from behind. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, you definitely hang out.
What an old creep. I like this guy.
He's definitely part of a swingers club too.
I bet he's got gold bracelets that get caught up in his forearm hair.
Yeah, and he's got surprisingly defined forearms.
Oh yeah, they're vascular as shit. I mean, there's just veins running through them. And but he's got a large collection of collared shirts of all very
neon.
He's not black. He's not wearing black and grays. This is
lime green.
Yeah, lime green.
Neon orange.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet he doesn't even feel the itch of herpes anymore.
No, not anymore. That's subsided.
When he has an outbreak, he just flicks them off like unwanted guests. Yeah. Well, Jim, that's our show. Thanks for calling. If you want to know what our show is.
Every Monday and Wednesday, live, 6 to 8 p.m.
But thanks for calling, Jim.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Just getting that golf club pussy.
Russian golf club pussy.
Just bored housewives looking to fucking pick up a hobby.
Give me a wedge. I'm going in her sand trap.
Yeah. How did porns never pick that up? They did
golf?
They did pool guy, pizza guy. They never did golf club.
Well, I think they did an actual
golf pro.
No, I think they did an actual like Tiger Woods like theme thing after he was like boning all those chicks.
I'm not talking specifics. I'm just saying why didn't they use that
just
as
the golf pro shop?
Yeah, like as
I'm sure it's been done.
It had to have been done.
Every scenario's been done.
But what if it hasn't, and that was our calling?
Did we miss the boat?
Is to come up with obscure porn scenarios for people to fuck.
I think we have to fix our screen. I can't see any. We keep calling people by their last names.
I didn't know. I couldn't see it. So
David. I'm guessing it's David.
I just saw. Yeah, you can't see it, so we just look like assholes. That's my new buddy M. He's like, my name's Jim. It's actually James. I was named after my father who fought in the Korean War.
Please use my proper name.
Wait, how did Jay fix his ear problem? That's a question we don't even...
Completely waited. That's it. There was nothing else to do. You just gotta wait. It eventually goes away. All you need is just a little patience.
You just gotta sing Patience and do the snake slither and whistle awkwardly. Maybe that's the whole theme of our first episode is just, hey guys.
Patience. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is it. And but I can only hear this song in my right ear because my left ear was shut down completely. It was terrifying. It really was terrifying. And
whenever this song comes on my iPod and I'm on the subway, I'll whistle out loud, and I forget that I'm whistling out loud, and people just look at me like I'm fucking insane.
Really? I assume by like the second or third note, they'd all start looking at you like, right? Start doing the snake dance. I can see with so many around. I've been walking these streets at night. Wait, yeah, well, I need you.
Just some old lady, some old Greek lady coming from Astoria. Yeah, she knows her Axel.
There's like random people walking by.
This guy's
funny. Bernadette, I'm not walking by this guy without snake slithering. Sad woman, take the time.
Oh, it's such a specific reference, but such a great one.
Oh, yeah. It was great. It's really come up. Patience has come up a lot today.
Dude, you've been through... Here's the thing about this show finally getting on air. You've been through so much shit personally that I've wanted to talk about that we haven't been able to talk about. Specifically, you breaking up that fight at the comic strip.
Yeah.
Which you know, I think if you follow Jay on Twitter, you read his 28 posts in a different program. Hannibal Buress made me laugh so goddamn hard when he tweeted, Jay, you ever heard of a screen grab? I was like...
You remember my response to that was? My OCD makes it that the screen grab couldn't just be like one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Or like even two. It would always be a little off, and you'd see a little part of another like text that we had back and forth, and it bothered me that it looked like so unsymmetric.
Dude, I was so intrigued by it.
Yeah, but you had to go to a whole other site or something to see it.
But I kept like, and I didn't have good,
earn it.
I didn't have good reception, so I was like, oh god damn it! And it would be, I had the 1X, and then it just kept coming in. So the story is, the host, our friend William Stevenson, was hosting at the Comic Strip Live in New York City on the Upper East Side. Crowd was there was an unruly couple. William
got on stage, blah blah blah. I mean, the story, but it's like you
can read it on Interrobang. You can read it on the Comics.
And they transcripted everything, but it was but yeah, the funniest things they just said like he was going to do his best to get me banned from every comedy club in New York City.
That's the owner of the Comic Strip, Richie Tinkins.
Yeah,
he was going to ban you from every comedy club in New York.
Because and and it's funny, there are people like Jim who don't know the story. So a brief summary is...
I'll give you a quick synopsis as your friend. There was a couple in the audience, unruly. The MC, our friend, William Stevenson, said in so many words, he got into it with them. They gave it back. Then William called the woman a cunt.
Yeah.
And then the guy got on stage to fight William, and then Jay...
And for the people who don't know Jay Okerson who are listening, I don't play that shit.
Jay don't fuck around. You're going to start something, you better end it.
No, Jay totally fucks around. In fact, I went on stage assuming I was going to just kind of like grab William, a 60-some-year-old black man, and hold him back, but no one else came to the stage with me to help out. None of the staff, like, didn't he? There's no, like, security staff.
So it's just you?
It was just me.
And you and your fucking... Jay, whenever there's a physical confrontation...
My oafish bullying?
Dude... the only way I can describe you is you have martial arts confidence whenever you break something
I
up.
need you about 3 feet back.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you about 3 feet back.
You change your hand into a claw-like thing, and you're like, hey, bruh, I'm going to start breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. I'm going to want to run. But you took...
You see me digging this back heeling? Because I'm going to throw a front kick.
This is my power leg. I'm going to slapping it. This right here, this is my power leg.
You can decide how your night's going to go. You can walk out of here, or you can get your chest caved in.
Bro, I've been in too many kumites to watch you walk up here and end this night like this. But you, and the video's online. You can watch the video. They put the video
I think
up.
they pulled, a lot of it's been pulled, but you can find it somewhere.
Listen, it's the internet. It's fucking somewhere. But you step on stage with that martial arts confidence, and it ends, and then what ensued was the owner texting you saying you were banned, saying you weren't allowed to work, that he was, and again, go to Big J's Twitter, at Big J Okerson on Twitter, and you can go back far enough. I think it was like mid last month.
Yeah, but the interrobang.com has the whole thing
Just
posted.
Go to
and Interrobang did a better job where they, like, he laid out.
I'm such an idiot. Just go to Interrobang.
He did all the texts and everything. They kind of formatted it better.
But basically, the owner of the comic strip said, "You finished, kid. You're done in this town."
Yeah, he gave the comedy clubs around the city were all desperately waiting to get their phone call from him.
So
being like,
it was like
he's disrespectful.
It was a red. It was a red phone, like a World War III phone that they all have connecting themselves.
You have to lift the case. The case.
Wait, who's calling? There's only 6 people who have this number.
I haven't used this since I tried to end Daryl Hammond.
I got a new guy on the list. There's an untouchable. His name's Big J.
Yeah, he tried to go out, but then he just, like I said, and kind of to end the story, my back and forth with him, I was I thought very calm. I didn't get insulting. He was cursing a bunch. And...
You know what you did though, and I love this about you.
Mm-hmm.
You did the thing where you would like not brag, but almost bring up good things to make him look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because he would say some shitty things where he's like, good luck with Comedy Central. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Because he just announced you had got an hour special, which is a fucking big deal.
And he's like, but he called me, he's like, douchebag and you piece of shit and all that stuff in there. I didn't do anything like that.
No. You played that perfectly. And then you just...
I wasn't really angry about anything. I was just going to quietly kind of not play the club anymore. He made it like a public thing. Or I guess I made it a public thing. But it was because he... tweeted at me. I really thought when I saw his name that he was going to be tweeting like "thank you for helping out the other night" and whatever, you know.
And he tweeted at you, or texted
No, he
you?
texted me directly. Okay. I put the texts up on Twitter because I was like, "This is insanity."
Yeah.
He said where he put his foot in his mouth is when he said that if there was security there, he would have sent them out of the room so me and William could be beaten up because. And by the way, it's all about like because he called a woman a cunt and because you defended somebody doing that, like you should both have the shit beaten out. It's just such a dumb.
That's such a.
And how are you going to draw comedians to work your club when that you?
You run it like a mafia boss.
It's just really dumb. Yeah, he goes.
Hey Vito, Frank, get out of the room.
Hey Jay,
lock these doors. I want to teach you a lesson.
Yeah, William. Now you can't leave.
Click!
They knew that day they walked into the wrong comedy club.
Duh, I'm sorry. I'll never, ever use that word again.
You motherfucker!
So you are listening to The Bonfire with Big J Okerson and Dan Soder on Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95. We're going to take a break. Our first break.
Our first break ever. What do we do? Mouth kiss the whole time?
Oh, don't even stop. Just a little tongue gymnastics. We'll be right back after
Catch
this.
you guys in a few.
We'll be right back to The Bonfire with Big J Okerson and Dan Soder.
We are indeed back. I'm Big J Okerson. That's Dan Soder. This is The Bonfire. Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95. The number again, 844-COMEDY-9. 844-COMEDY-9.
Or if you're at an old payphone at a truck stop, it's 844-266-3399.
Or if you can't see those crazy, tiny little...
You don't have
put on my reading glasses.
If you don't have a digital phone, as everyone does,
They still do that. Oh, your lunkhead came out in that one.
Yeah.
They still do that with the numbers on the thing.
Oh, bro, dude, you get so Philly so quick it can happen. I like when you do you just slip back into it. I don't think you realize.
Those O's, I love it.
It's the O's. Yeah, you go Delco quick. You go Delaware County.
Straight motherfucking
Which,
Delco.
by the way, is a fucking awesome web series I watched on ComedyCentral.com. So we can plug shit if it's on Comedy Central. Yeah. But really funny, this comic, Tommy Pope, Philadelphia comic, has got a web series on ComedyCentral.com called Delco.
No shit.
Delaware County. I think it's
gonna watch that. It's great. Anything Philly always makes me laugh.
Makes me laugh too, man. I don't know. There's something about Philly. There's something about Philly and Boston that always make me laugh, and it's probably just because it's irritated white people that are more more irritated than me.
Just blue collar anger.
Yeah, there's nothing more palpable than blue collar anger.
But they're in these cities that are growing around them so much, and it's like pay $14 for a fucking sandwich.
Well, that's the thing is like. Everyone loses their jobs because now private conversations are being released, and this is the next thing we wanted to talk about. But like, are like construction workers going to start losing their jobs when they like these racist rants that they clearly have? How great would that be? Your contractor's not there. You're like, hey, what happened to the guy that was doing this? Like, turns out he's embroiled in a scandal. Said something about Asians, and it got out.
He was almost finished with my deck out there.
He's done.
That's your problem now.
You got to hire someone that's not racist.
Man, who the hell wants laborious work done by someone who's not racist?
Oh, you want to have your deck built by someone without that passionate hatred inside of them?
Yeah, just hammered in every nail.
Everyone knows hate makes food better. That's why Paula Deen made so much delicious food, and why Rice Krispie treats made by the Klan are the most delicious.
I don't shake hands with blacks, and I don't use a nail gun. I use a hammer like my dad.
By the way, we're clearly joking, because I know blog culture these days would be like, are you guys promoting racist contract work?
You know, that is a rough one to go into after one of the questions was, who are you and what is this? I don't shake hands with black people.
They just isolate it.
Big Okerson.
Is this the person you want Comedy Central giving a special to? We, of course, are talking about, Jay and I, both huge professional wrestling fans. And
I'm not so much anymore.
Dude,
the new stuff, but you love it still.
I still love it.
I pop it on once in a while, but it's...
And you play the video games.
Yes, and it seems
so it's going to affect you.
It seems like all...
Because WWE2K16,
coming out.
No Hogan.
They took him out of the game.
Took him out of the game. He's gone.
He was in it.
He's got Benoit. He got scrubbed for it.
He was in the game.
Took him out.
They went back and really...
Mm-hmm. Of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, over the weekend, it was leaked on the National Enquirer and a couple other things, released a transcript of a phone call that Hulk Hogan had made 8 years ago where he was racist as shit.
It was 8 years ago?
Yeah, and he was racist as...
Maybe he's learned a lot from that.
That's always the excuse for racists.
You always go, well, come on, that was 8 years ago, man. Look how far everyone's come since then.
It was kind of in. You know? What?
Oh, come on.
You weren't into racism a little bit.
8 years ago.
Like it's an old band?
The first Fast and Furious came out.
You live your life a quarter mile at a time, and you're saying you weren't a little bit racist towards whatever Vin Diesel is.
Towards half of whatever he could possibly be.
But Hogan's done. He's like, they scrubbed him from...
I purposefully waited to find out. Like, I purposely waited to read the transcript until we had this moment. Because I wanted to hold off judgment.
So you haven't read...
I want to love the Hulkster.
Everyone born in the 80s, every Reagan baby wants to love Hulk Hogan.
Like, I didn't follow him. I didn't, take my vitamins and say my prayers.
Yeah, I did.
And I didn't do any of that, but I did go to bed with a Jewish sense of guilt every night that I wasn't doing it because of Hulk Hogan.
So you're like, I really should be taking my vitamins. I should be saying my prayers. To which God? My God. Not their God. The one from the Torah, the first one, the Old Testament.
The Hulkster brings up a good book.
Am I a fan of him tearing his shirt every time he gets in the ring? No, that's a very big expense.
He has to go to a habadash.
By the way, Jay is Jewish, so you can't get mad at us for making these jokes.
I like your disclaimers on everything.
Dude! Have you seen this Hulk Hogan? What's his real name? I heard it's Terry Lorkovitz.
Belayovitz.
Belayovitz. Belayagard.
You know, I don't even know what to feel with Hulk Hogan. I'm going to read this thing, obviously. And are you just supposed to hate the guy? I don't know what his deal.
I think what it is
he's had from being just like the Hulkster, even through the WCW years, it's really become like his life is literally crying on TV or inappropriate touch with his dog. It's like so much scandal, and it really is from when he opened up his life to reality television.
I was just going to say that.
Like he was some of the look. It made for very captivating TV, but it didn't really make you do it. Why was he not hated so viciously and removed from games? Remember what he said after his son was in the accident and his friend was brain dead? Do you remember Hulk Hogan said, I don't know. His son was driving the car that crashed into a tree, and the guy's, I guess, technically a vegetable the rest of his life.
Yeah. I think he was brain damaged from the accident.
Hogan's response was talking to his son on the phone was like, I don't know what your friend did wrong with God to find himself in this position. You don't remember that?
I don't remember him saying that.
A phone call in prison. And look, again, it's a released phone call, so is he just trying to make his son feel... That's what I'm saying, so maybe that's why they let it go. But, again, this is a phone call, private phone call thing where I'm like, come on,
well,
man.
Even if you have...
It's hard to rake people over the coals for something that's like...
But any empathy...
I've said horrible, horrible things when I knew I'm not being recorded. And by the way, if it's something that sounds hateful, probably it's funny. Do you know what I mean? It's probably something I was saying to be funny.
There's no way that this is funny. Though.
No. I understand that. I'm saying myself, but I'm saying you could still get things from me that you could you could take so much of and make me string it together to be any. You have to conduct your life a certain way.
I almost want to hear.
I don't know if Hulk Hogan's conducted his life like a racist at all. That's why I'm saying.
Here's the thing I'm saying is with the prison phone call. That is, you can't tell your son who just made his friend brain dead that whatever your friend did with God, he's got to Hulk out of this one, or else he's never going to walk again.
I'm not here to say I told you so. But remember when I made you say your prayers and eat your vitamins every
Well,
day?
looks like you paid your dues, and that's why you're walking out of that jail when I post bail.
That is the only way, my friend, that you are living large right now.
What if that's the thing? If he was so mentally insane that he believed that if he just did that, he could do everything else? Here's the thing that happened. He's from Georgia, lives in Florida.
He's from Florida.
I think he was was born in Georgia and grew up basically in Tampa.
Okay.
He's a Florida guy.
Uh-huh.
Florida's a very racist state.
Oh, you know what? No shit, man.
When you come out of Florida, ask anybody that's from Florida and they'll be like, it's pretty tough down there.
Dude, I'm telling you, I had a girl say the N-word to me so fast in Florida when I made a joke about her. She was smoking a cigarette. And it was it was like a menthol cigarette, and she was I was like, oh, you hook up a black dude, so joking, obviously. Yeah. And she goes, she's like, no, I would never, and she dropped it. She dropped it hard. Yeah, I'm not going to drop it. A year into this show, I'll drop it for the sake of effect, but I'm not going to do it right now.
Yeah,
not on the first day, but she had, and it was so. Face to face with real racism was pretty uncomfortable, and that was Florida. And Florida was also. I don't know if it was the same show or a different city in Florida, but it was also where I actually had white supremacist guys because I shit all over them from the stage. I was doing the Mayhem Fest tour, opening for Rob Zombie and Korn, and in doing that, all these swastika tattoo guys were giving me shit on stage, and I went at them hard. It was fun, very funny. They won the whole crowd over, but they came looking for me afterwards. Security tossed them out.
That's who you want to heckle you, so you can just burn as bad as possible and just ruin their whole experience. But it's also the worst person to do that to because they will find you for physical violence.
Oh yeah,
because that's how they think.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're just I'm gonna find him after and kick shit out of him.
Yeah, time to headbutt somebody in the face.
Oh, looks like someone doesn't go along with my crazy, stupid views. Gotta fight this guy for having a heart and some empathy for people. But the whole thing about the Hulk being from Florida, a lot of wrestlers are from Florida, and a lot of wrestling fans that I'm friends with. Some of them are acting like this isn't a problem throughout wrestling, and you're like, it's a very racist thing. Has there ever been a WWE black heavyweight champion? The Rock,
sure.
Well, obviously the Rock's half black, but
yeah,
but it just makes me worried.
You think it's judged across like that?
Really? No, I don't know, man. It makes me nervous for other wrestlers that I'm a fan of. I just don't want. I'm a massive Macho Man Randy Savage fan. Rest in peace. Greatest wrestler of all time.
Greatest wrestler?
My favorite wrestler of all time.
Favorite personality?
Favorite wrestler of all time.
You looked at actual wrestling.
I mean, he was a technical whiz.
Come on, man.
Dude, He was the first guy to go off the ropes.
First guy ever?
No, Snuka. But, you know.
Was Snuka the first?
He was probably among one of the
right now there's some guy, some like 90-year-old in Tennessee who's punching his radio right now.
He's like,
"It was me, you motherfucker!"
I don't like that my grandson made me listen to this filth shit. I knew Terry when he was coming up through the circuit. He wasn't a racist boy. He had big arms.
One of my favorite wrestling like things me and you ever did, like just like having a laugh, was doing Terry Funk, the most extreme wrestler of all time, arguably.
Terry Funk is...
He always has to leave an event because he has to go, like whatever party he's at, he always has to leave to go do some kind of a crazy match.
There's a documentary called Beyond the Mat. That is a documentary about professional wrestlers where they show and they highlight one of the guys is Terry Funk, who's a wrestling legend, and he just talks about all these matches. I've talked about it on a podcast before, but you and I do the game where we would come up with matches that Terry Funk had to leave to do. He's like, after I wrestle here, I got to go to a winner starts a small business in a mid-market city match.
I'm going to do a wrestling on scorpions while your mother scolds you in a corner match.
I'm going to do a 5th grade spelling bee. Loser has to enroll in a community college match. Like, what the fuck is this? Is the guy's life? It's just ruining social events so he can go participate. Like, because the shit he says, it's like barbed wire matches. It's like loser gets set on fire matches.
Well, it's also like those, you know, their lives are always so tragic and like how much time they have to dedicate to wrestling.
Yeah.
That you hear him, that's what I'm saying. Not that he has to like so much do the match. It's like, I couldn't make my daughter's graduation from high school because I was in a vinegar and gnats match. Holy shit.
They finally got the technology to give my firstborn hearing, but I couldn't make it because I was in a loser dresses like George Washington and walks through Delaware match. That doesn't even sound like a punishment. That sounds like a fun thing. But I just worried... Macho Man, I mean, we were talking about it yesterday when we were playing video games. We talked a little bit about this, and I said,
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
But if it turns out, if they have a tape of Macho Man being very specifically racist, just to like one group, he's like, yeah, never really liked the Filipinos. Yeah. Don't like Pacquiao. Yeah, never mix Spanish and Asian. Cuisine, never gonna have it. And you're like, God damn it, Macho Man. All these Filipino people are pissed. They're like, what the fuck?
Wow, Macho Man.
Why did he target us?
Even more specific, Eastern Africans.
Yeah. Yeah, never really liked them. More of a fan of Western Africa. Yeah. That's the real cradle of civilization. Oh, yeah. You're like, yeah, it's fucking... So when this thing broke, immediately I knew we were going to talk about it on the show. You haven't even read the transcript yet.
No, and I want to.
Do you want to read... Do you want me to read? I wish I could do a good Hulk Hogan. I can't. Do you want me to do it as like Andre the Giant is throwing him under the bus?
These are the things that he said.
Yeah, be like, Hulk Hogan, you said some racist things. I want to tell you, I had a phone call. I don't know if Brooke was fucking the black guy's son. Hulk raved. I mean...
Hulk raved.
I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I am a racist. I mean, he says it.
That's the weirdest thing. So I'm looking at it as you're reading it. I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I am a racist to a point. Fucking niggers. That's what it says next.
Wow.
Now, that's such a weird jump from to a point.
But then
it looks like to a point seems like the header for like, I'm about to dial this back.
But then he jumps in.
But it's usually, I'm a racist to a point, you know. I like black people. It's usually the next thing. Or, you know, it's like, I have no beef with the Jews. And he just jumps right into it, hardcore.
But then the sentence that follows that makes no sense. Because it says, but then when it comes to nice people and shit, and whatever. Oh, wow.
Wait, maybe he's just telling that old Chris Rock joke wrong.
He's like, I was watching his...
I mean, brother, I like black people.
Listen here, brother. What you gonna do when I'm watching Bigger and Blacker? When I'm watching Bring the Pain?
According to sources, he said...
Wait, do we have the tape?
When it says according to sources, when it says that, it really makes you feel like this could be somebody throwing him under the bus.
According to sources?
But I mean, like... He's already found guilty, I guess. You said they removed him from the game and everything. Well, anyway, it says, according to sources, he said...
you hear him say this stuff. I'd rather, if she was going to fuck some N-word, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word. Like, he's
with $100 million, like a basketball player. Wow.
I guess we're a little...
How many 8-foot tall N-words become billionaires without being basketball players?
First off,
it's almost redundant, to be honest with you.
Hey, Hulk, have you ever watched the NBA? Usually people over 7 foot are garbage because they're all weird and they have thin limbs. Manute Bol was like 7'8". Well, how big was he? And he just sucked. He didn't suck. He was like he was in the NBA, but...
even like if you're having a racist conversation,
8 feet would have taken me out of this whole racist conversation. I would have gone, Hulk, come on, there's no 8 feet.
That's what I'm saying. But even having a racist conversation, like it seems like such forced use of the N word. You know what I mean? Like he's really jamming it down your throat. He's
like
really...
it's Pee-wee's word of the day. Oh, that's crazy, brother.
Let's just plug in the screams instead of it. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather if she was going to fuck some. I'd
rather her marry an 8 foot tall, worth $100 million,
like a basketball player.
I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking. Well, I think we found our way to get around that word for the rest of the show. Jesus, man.
You just got to get it out of my hands.
Here's the thing. I have a Hulk Hogan signed bandana framed in my room. Had to take it down.
Currently.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. He couldn't have meant this.
Do you know?
By the way, never though have I realized he's more of a real American than this transcript. I am a real middle American.
Be rural. Don't mix your race.
Well, I don't know any, and I don't want to start now. Wank, 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 wank.
If you don't look, they'll probably try to fuck your daughter. You're like, hey, that's not how the lyrics work. Hulk, why did you change them? You listen to the lyrics, it's been there the whole time.
I know my daughter's on the phone. Do we gotta find out if she wants to date an 8 foot tall black guy?
Your daughter, your real daughter.
I believe it's my real daughter, yeah. She's very excited.
Isabella.
Isabella?
Hello?
Are you there?
Do you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she comes out of the gates with sass.
He's your daughter. She sassed you right away.
She is indeed. And
Isabella, are you happy your dad's no longer called the insatiable special sidekick?
Yeah, I'm not special guest anymore. Your dad's name's on the picture and everything. Okay. I can talk. You know what? She's like, I'm going to call. I got so much to add to the show.
She's supposed to ice you out?
This is what I just said.
She goes, hey, Dad, remember my 9th birthday? Well, now I'm going to fuck up your second hour of your show.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, and also the phone call was breaking up, so all I heard was like, blah, 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 when you guys were screaming, and I was like, what is going on?
Oh, you don't, that part you weren't supposed to be listening to. We were, we were using it to plug up a dirty word. You know, your dad doesn't like to use dirty words.
Yeah, your father's got a clean mouth.
When did that start?
Yeah.
Oh, very recently. This one, she's a wild one.
I love it. That's a lot of Carla in her too. That's a lot of it. You could
no shit. She's
as good at busting your balls as Carla is.
Yeah, no, she is. She likes to go pretty hard. Sometimes it's funny. That's a great thing, like line we cross though, like because I am her father, so we have a good busting balls thing, and then it just goes too far where I'm like, you know, Isabella, do this thing, and she's like, Isabella, why don't you do that thing? And I'm like, I'm going to punch you in the face, seriously. Like, now we have to stop. I know normally we do this thing, but right now you need to do what you're supposed to do.
Isabella, if there's ever been a chance to say your father has threatened violence on you, now is the time to say it. Because you can have recordable evidence that Child Protective Service cannot take away from you.
He says he'll stop hitting me when I'm better.
I recorded that.
Okay, see? And then you got your ex-wife, the lawyer, just getting everything down.
It's fantastic, man.
Yeah, man. You are, Isabella, thank you for calling in.
I love you, little girl.
I love me too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. She's 12 years old. She's almost done with me.
She got that teenager confidence. I don't need you. Get out of my room. That's what she's got. She's got get out of my room confidence.
Yes, no, very much. And she's definitely like all the emotion of hanging out is all me. Mm-hmm. Like now I'm like, Isabella, I'm only going to be able to see you like once this week, one day this week. So let's make. And she's like, okay.
Can we do none?
Yeah, but if I literally go, oh my God, I got called out of town. Like I can't. I'm not going to be able to make it to this thing. She's like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm over there I'm pacing, thinking of excuses, like I'm trying to quit a job.
Well, because to you're breaking hangout plans with a 6-year-old in your mind, and what it really is an apathetic 12-year-old that just really.
Yeah, she couldn't care less. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll hang with you or mom or whoever. And
at what age
do whatever I do.
At what age do your parents become kind of like your roommates, like that you hate? I would want to say like 11 or 12.
Probably that's the age, yeah. Probably right now she wants to not be monitored. She wants to discover everything, whether it be internet stuff and things that she's not allowed to see.
Yeah, I hate to say that. Well, I'm not talking about your daughter. I'm talking about myself. But I think there's a direct correlation when dry humping is acceptable. That's also when your parents become your enemy.
When dry humping is, yeah, 'cause you want them out of the way in case you absolutely happen to do that.
Yeah.
Why don't you say me and you dry hump a little bit, buddy?
Dude, I'm down to get some gene heat.
I'm going to get corduroy burns on my pee hole.
Oh, man, my underside's going to look like it was a crash landing on a highway. We took my plane down on a highway.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more Bonfire right here on Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95.
We'll be right back to the Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder.
The Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95. I'm Dan Soder. That's Big J. Okerson.
Yep.
This is our first episode. It's been over a year, and we're finally doing the show. Finally happened, and we're talking about former WWE heavyweight champion, now the champion of racism.
Yeah, man, you know, it's hard after reading that.
Standing in the blue corner at 6'6", 306 pounds.
Wearing all white.
With a white-tipped hood and the burning cross, he is currently the WBO heavyweight racism champion, Hulk Hogan.
What they call him, El Gringo.
Not in my backyard, Hogan.
Hulk, what happened to my America, Hogan? What happened to the America that my father fought for in World War II, Hogan? His opponent, everyone of color.
Boo to you.
It's the Attitude Era. It is the Attitude Era of wrestling. Huh?
Yeah.
Crazy, you know, yeah, but it's hard to argue. You can't argue this transcript. Again,
You cannot argue this transcript.
I want to argue like for him just in the like they took a phone call, but it's like if he said these things, if it's real, if he said these things, I mean, he's hammering it home pretty hard to these rings.
yeah. And also the thing is it's wrestling. Isn't this the one thing where they take absolutely awful things and turn it into characters? How did you not just turn them heel? Why are you dismissing them?
Yeah, I mean, they took him out of everything, huh?
You imagine the views they would have gotten on Monday Night Raw if they're like, we're keeping him, and that's actually his new character. And he came out and they made him cut a promo defending the Confederate flag. Well, let me tell you something, brother. There's not a Stars and Stripes that makes me more comfortable than that. And that's on the hood of my favorite thing, the General Lee. They're like, no, Hulk, no.
Nothing gets me jacked up more than this nation's history.
Oh, brother, I'm thinking about seceding, and not in a good way. You can't. And then Hulk Hogan would be, they could make more money off him.
The South's rich history.
Here's the thing. This is indefensible. You cannot defend Hulk Hogan in this, but what you can say is how the WWE treated this is like, well, that was, how could that ever happen? When you're like, dude,
It's
you
such
guys,
a quick move.
why don't you guys just admit that you fucking knew that? Or like, you know, it's like, this guy sucks, but you know what we're going to make him do? We're going to make him do it as a character. And then people will be like, we're going to publicly shame him.
Have Zeus come back? Beat him down?
I watched. Dude, I watched when this shit happened. No joke. I got high on my couch and watched all of the 1989 SummerSlam, where Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake take on Macho Man Randy Savage before he was the King and Zeus. Total. If you watch it now, it's a total flip. Now you're cheering for the Macho Man and Zeus.
I want to buy a house in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm fine with him dating any family member of mine. Yeah, down from cousin to sister, maybe even my mom.
I wish we were throwing a Nana in there.
Yeah. Even my grandmother's okay with it.
He's spry.
But there's not. Hogan's fucked. He's fucked. And is it Florida?
It might be Florida. Did you ever see the movie Bully?
Yes.
That's all. It's just like, it's really very humid, shirtless, thin boys wearing shorts all day.
I don't know why you didn't
who don't respect their parents. The parents seem to not care. I'm making a very broad generalization, but
Florida's also gorgeous, Miami,
of course,
and there's
very expensive and very whatever. But I mean like the white shit of Florida is maybe tops in the country for white shit, and I come from Philly.
All right, we're gonna go. Let's do our Bonfire top 5 places to be white trash from. Number 1, undisputed, Florida.
I mean, Hulk Hogan, now that he's the mayor of Racistville, Florida.
He is their Joe Paterno of that team. He is he's leading them to the, all right, number 2.
They're tearing the Hogan statue down in Tampa.
Yeah. Number 2, I'm going to go Arizona.
Because of the
desert people.
Because of the get the Mexicans out of here, pull them over thing.
Yeah, all that hate.
But here's the thing. I guess it's the people who kind of, that seems like a politician's decision to do stuff like that.
No, I've lived there.
Pull everybody over. The people really are like.
Yeah, there's people there. Not all the people, but there are people.
But is it inundated with with illegal Mexicans?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you know,
all right. So who would you say?
I'm talking about more. I listen. I'm not even arguing that it couldn't be the most racist. I mean, I just feel like
we got to round out our top 5. Who's going to be number 2?
Philly's got a good little batch of racism going.
Now, I'll give you Philly. Are we going to just racism? Because if we're going racism, I mean, it's going to be like the SEC is going to dominate like it does college football.
Yeah, but what are you talking? Yeah, it's true.
It's going to be all Southern states.
But what's the quote? The top 5?
I'm talking about worst white trash.
Just white trash places.
White trash places.
Oh,
Scariest.
I don't think I would ever put Arizona in there. You're probably going.
Oh, you got to go rural
You're going to go right into your West Virginias, your Southern Ohio's.
That's okay. That's 3 and 4. I'll put them in the top 5.
Yeah.
Are you putting Philly in
No. Philly's not a great white trash place. Sort of. You kind of need backyards or front yards to be real white garbage.
Yeah.
And Philly, like the part where like the fucking the old motherfuckers are at, it's not really like yards and shirtless barbecues and shit.
I'm trying to think. Maybe the part my grandmother lives in Northern California, which is about 2 hours north of San Francisco, maybe an hour north of San Francisco. He's got some of the most aggressive, scary white trash I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, South Jersey's pretty good too.
God, this is so hard.
It's a good batch in South Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Because
a lot of guys confident.
All right, so far we're definite. We got Florida, West Virginia, Southern Ohio. Who rounds out 4 and 5?
Let me say why I say South Jersey. I lived there, so I was amongst it.
Okay.
But what that is, remember how we just described Philly has plenty of white trash?
Someone was calling in trying to say Boston. No, we're not talking racism. We're talking...
Yeah, racism, I would have thrown Boston in there too. But it's...
easy.
But this is not... You're talking about a place to be a real, comfortable beer koozie.
Yeah.
Guy wearing cutoffs where his pockets show.
Yeah.
For some reason, dress shoes with no socks. Now, here's what happens. In Philly, the people, like, the white trash who get a couple bucks...
Yeah.
Swing it over the bridge
to Jersey,
to South Jersey, and then they get to live at that above ground pool life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, living that. I got to go Walmart and boss people around life.
Yeah. So, and then they come, and then they
get Target money.
Yeah, they have those. They get a nice rancher house with a backyard.
Oh, I love a nice 1-story house in the middle of nowhere.
You buy it, it's still dirty when you buy it. They don't even give you it till you clean.
Car on the lawn. Yeah. Just a real...
South Jersey's pretty killer for that.
You know what? I'll let you have it. I'll put South Jersey as far as the top 5 white trash places.
Everything I see in Arizona is always nice. I haven't seen the fucking Barrio.
Oh, you got to go to like Globe. You got to go to like a nice small desert town.
Yeah, see, I always see like, I mean, Arizona to me, if you were like, where do most porn star girls choose to live? Or like, it's like Arizona.
That's like Scottsdale, Phoenix, though.
Scottsdale, Phoenix, yeah. I know it's a big place. I've never been anywhere else, though.
I bet like Oklahoma, I bet there's things we're skipping over, like Oklahoma, the Dakotas.
Oh, yeah. No, again, that jumps over white trash. Now we're muddying the lines here.
We're just trying to find a fifth white trash.
I'll be talking about it because now we're getting hillbillies.
Now we're talking.
You know what? This should be something open for truckers.
If someone. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. We got tailgate, which is.
Well, please. I need to
say
call
no more.
Tailgate.
Tailgate. You saying Kentucky?
Yeah. I lived down there for 8 years. Yeah, that's a big racist state. I live right.
We're not talking racism. We're talking white trash.
White trash. Well,
like a white trash haven. They do kind of go hand in hand generally.
Well,
Yeah.
they do down there, especially in Hazard County down there.
Hazard County, just, yeah. I mean, how did we not even bring that up?
Hazard County.
Yeah, how did we not even?
You get down there in Pikeville and all that area. Oh man, yeah, you got some pretty good white trash down there.
And this is a guy that sounds like Boomhauer telling us where the white trash.
I love it.
Dude,
well, it's inside info.
Tailgate, yeah, you're like our source on the inside.
You're a narc.
We're gonna give you a fake name so they don't make you. And
yeah, that'll work.
feed you Rice Krispies till you die. I had too many treats. My blood is pure sugar.
Keep pouring milk in it.
Yeah,
I love that.
So all right,
and by the way, Ohio, I know from doing that Funny Bone Comedy Club, right? And is it Cincinnati is right above Kentucky?
Yeah,
right, like right there.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Cincy's right above it.
And they do not. Yeah, there is like a rift. There is definitely an over that bridge rift. They do not like each other.
You call anything like when you try to do some local stuff, you're like, where do you live, Kentucky? They'll boo it.
Yeah.
At the comedy club. They're like, fuck that. And you're like, what?
But meanwhile, they're technically in Kentucky.
It's like, that thing that you can see?
Yeah, hey, Warriors, you're across enemy lines. Oh, looks like those white trash hillbillies trying to get over the bridge back to Ohio.
News just in here, bobbers. Looks like we got some people from Kentucky that are trying to get home.
Ooh, looks like the mall is lousy with Cincinnati folks.
Why don't they remake that? Do a white trash Warriors?
Trying to get back to their home base.
Yeah, oh shit! All right, we got Corey in Arkansas. He's got a good one I didn't even think about.
Go ahead, Corey.
And by the way, thanks Tailgate for calling in. Corey, what's up, man? You got a good one.
What's up? Oh, dude, Indiana for sure, man. I live in Greensburg, Indiana, and it's almost rubbed off on me. It's like I'm almost white trash now. I'm like,
I would love to hear
the shit ever.
Corey's voice 5 years ago was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And then now it's like, "Man, I fucking hate."
How young do girls wear makeup there?
Good point.
Oh, dude, my buddy's daughter. I mean, they already talk about sex, and she's 12, dude. Like that's how white trash Indiana is.
That's a good tell. How young the girls start fucking is a good tell.
You're from where?
Colorado, and Colorado is like one of the nicest places I've ever been.
That's where I'm from.
That's where Soda's from.
It's nothing but white, black, Mexican, and they all live together. There's no ghetto in Colorado Springs.
No, there's not. But you know what's in Colorado Springs that's kind of creepy is that military church vibe where everyone it's like a secret society that everyone's trying to get you to join their like weird evangelistic church.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, man. There's like one of those, those movies where like the town is perfectly peaceful, but then there's like super something fucked up.
Yeah, David Lynch made a whole career of making movies about that.
Yeah, that's what Colorado Springs feels like, right?
Like under the surface, there's a seedy underbelly.
Like there's sex parties with masks involving the town's most powerful people.
Oh, really?
Like that kind of
secret society stuff.
Yeah.
Illuminati shit.
Yeah.
Tupac's still alive.
Tupac, dude, if Tupac was living in Colorado Springs, I would wish that he died on that road in Vegas.
You motherfucker.
I'm saying if he lives in Colorado Springs now, that's a tough go. So you're saying Indiana. You're saying we should put Indiana in the top 5?
No, it's got to be number one. I'm an over-the-road trucker, man, and as far as white trash goes, Indiana takes the cake, dude. Right. I mean, I've been to Florida and all them states, dude. Indiana,
and you're saying Indiana.
Hey.
Stay with it.
This guy's in the truck, man. He's got his hands out there.
Yeah, I can't argue with boots on the ground.
He's, I mean, it doesn't, Indianapolis is out there?
Bloomington's out there with one of my favorite comedy clubs, the Comedy Attic, which I'll be in October 8th through the 10th.
Are you really doing any radio for that, buddy?
No.
Oh.
We'll bring up that later.
Yeah, that's another day.
Talk about two of our friends that aren't our friends and that we'd like to shit on profusely for how they treated Jay when he was in Indiana.
They treated you the same thing, sort of.
They were just completely apathetic. I don't think they were as mean to me as you made it sound like these two guys were fucking straight up mean.
Well, it wasn't the two. It was just the one, but it was the whole grouping. I felt it was just the coldest experience I've ever had.
Yeah, but
it's a good preview. But we'll get to that another time.
We'll talk about those fucking Stino.
Today I give them a pass.
All right, so Indiana. Let's go through our white trash top 5. Indiana, West Virginia, Florida, Southern Ohio, Southern Jersey.
That's not bad.
That's a solid top 5.
I don't know if you ever saw the movie Out of the Furnace. No, this is the part of Jersey, which I love.
That's Jersey?
the Woody Harrelson hillbillies in that movie are New Jersey mountain people. And they're all like inbred, bare knuckle fight. Now I don't know how real that world is. I hope to God it's so real. And I was bummed I never saw it.
You're just going off something that you saw in a Woody Harrelson movie.
I call it a Christian Bale movie.
I'm pretty sure there's white guys walking around just hustling people at street basketball games. You're like, yeah, that was just White Men Can't Jump. No, but I'm pretty sure I saw the Woody Harrelson movie.
No, he dunked eventually. That was real. Do you know I heard he really dunked in the end of that movie?
You know what's pretty crazy about that? Agreeing. All right, we got another back. Steve from Chicago says
signs off on it.
I mean, we got a witness from the congregation. You're saying, Steve, we should add Indiana to the top 5.
Oh, I agree with Corey wholeheartedly. I'm from there. I moved into Chicago. I got right outside of Gary, Indiana.
Oh.
Where it's bad.
That's where the Jacksons are from.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But Gary is a white trash, but right outside where all the steelworkers' families left.
Because you realize if you're not beating your kids into stardom, you're just beating your kids.
Right.
If you're making them sleep on the floor, they're either going to be amazing entertainers or just hateful people.
Hey, it's 4 a.m. Everybody, wake up and dance, motherfuckers!
Time to get up. Guess who just took his belt off because he's going to go to bed after he whoops some ass.
Whooping that ass.
Dad, is this for a point? Nope. Yeah, then you get this.
Dad, my feet hurt. Shut up!
I'm gonna beat that ass to the feet. You don't think about that feet. I'm gonna whoop that ass to the feet. Don't hurt.
I'm gonna whoop on top of your feet. Keep it moving.
Oh man! All right, I think Indiana. I think it's in.
Yep.
It's a cosign. So yeah, how do you say no to that?
And do we have to do? I think maybe next episode we do a follow up of maybe the top 5 racist cities.
I think it's gonna be. You know what?
Because he's from Chicago. Steve's from Chicago.
I mean, it'd be a fun conversation, but how do you find the top 5? You're exactly right. Once you start swinging like southwest in this country and like and just south in general, you're just gonna find places where it's like, of course, there's whole patches.
Yeah.
Of places that are crazy racist.
What if we do top 5 racist cities above the Mason-Dixon line?
How about we do top 5 racist major cities?
Okay. We talking top 50?
That's a big list.
Yeah. We cutting this down?
He goes, now, I know it's not super popular. Syracuse, New York.
Sioux City. I'm going to toss this one out there. Nice Sioux City. I know it's about 48, 49.
Puxatawny, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wait. What am I saying? Jesse in California. How did we not fucking think of this?
Let Jesse roll.
Jesse.
Dude, North Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes.
People come to Vegas, got all that cash, they lose their ass. Next thing you know, they're stuck and they go live in the ghetto in Northtown.
And I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jesse's got a great point. There is nothing grimier than North Vegas.
And somebody's got to run Vegas, so you got to watch all them people. That's why there's so much security, to make sure them people don't just give away the money.
This is far off the strip.
Dude, this isn't even near this is like where you keep.
We're talking old Riviera right now.
We're going.
You're talking Naked City, man. That's down right there.
That sounds like a Grand Theft Auto level. Naked City.
Stratosphere, man. That's where you can get a hooker and a crack dealer, and you can find somebody to shoot your old lady if you wanted to for $30.
But it sounds to me that we're going white trash cities, and it sounds to me like that's everybody that loses their ass, which is everybody under the rainbow. So you're
true. Come from all over the.
So you're okay. So I mean, I appreciate you throwing North Vegas in there, Jesse, but I'm gonna have to disagree and say that is a very multicultural trash town. Yeah, you're just in a dump.
Okay, throw in the soup.
All right, there you go. But I like it. I like that you're coming with a different opinion.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man, keep doing what you guys are doing. I love this.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling in.
Right on.
We got Stuart from Florida. Wants to throw his hat in the ring here.
This is a great thing.
I like this.
Stuart, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what are you trying to toss into the top 5? You're from Florida, so you're trying to throw the hate somewhere else.
Oh, I'm going to agree. Florida's up there. Florida's
2, if not 1.
Okay.
The only place I've ever been, I'm a trucker. The only place I've ever been where I've seen somebody get out of their truck and shoot at a plane with a rifle is rural Missouri. Driving through rural Missouri, there's a bunch of dudes drinking on the side of the road. Dude sees a military aircraft go over from the Air Force Base, hops out of his truck and starts trying to pot shot it with a rifle.
There's nothing.
Is it because he thought the machines were rising up and
He's like,
they're
it's
flying now?
Yeah.
It's Skynet.
I don't know, man. Just
Skynet's become aware. Get out of the Ford. I gotta take out the Terminators before they get the human skin.
it was crazy. And I wish I could have stopped and talked, but unfortunately, I had to keep going. But it was
did you?
that happened.
How far down the highway did you chuckle watching those assholes shoot it?
I mean, I was on the phone for probably the next hour and a half telling every other trucker I knew about it, and most of them had a story that was pretty similar from the same area.
Just guys in a pickup.
Just shooting at the phone.
You want to go out and huck bullets at a plane?
You guys want to go take down some iron birds? How about we go bird hunting, the steel kind?
Oh, that's good eating right there. That's a F-15.
I get the black box. I'm going to get $200 down at the pawn shop. Yeah. My aunt lived in rural Missouri in a town called Dexter, Missouri. And she said it was, without a doubt, one of the scariest places she's ever been.
Scary.
She said it was scary.
White trash scary is its own kind of scary.
Yeah,
it's like no good.
It's like The Hills Have Eyes scary. It's
like Hispanic or black scary is more like robbery fear, maybe, where like white trash, like they might cook you or something.
It's exactly what it is. They're just going to take
do something weird, like Devil's Rejects type shit.
Yes.
Like they're going to taxidermy your body or something.
They want to hear the fear in your voice.
Yeah.
That's like white trash scary.
Tell me where I know I'm alive, player. You can scream all you want, ain't no one gonna hear you.
Like, you don't want to hear that shit.
You gonna taste so good.
Oh, I can't wait for Mama to see what I got her.
You're injured?
You're crying. Please let me go. You're funny, mister.
Please, I'll give you all the money I have. I'll give you my phone.
Please. That's how you sound. I'll be downstairs.
Oh, I got myself a new bride.
Yeah, this shit. Ah, God damn it.
It's giving me it's actually chills.
Yeah, because it fucks you up.
Doof.
I mean, that is, if that doesn't tell you why that's how scary white trash is.
Just for the record, to say how this shit runs downhill, though, it's funny. So the guy from Florida calls to say, fuck rural Missouri.
Yeah.
And then somebody from Missouri is calling to just throw another city under the bus again. Everybody's like, oh, no.
This is white trash hot potato?
Let's go.
Yeah. What about Sacramento? Like,
well, this guy's got a great name, Gage, which is the name of the baby who was, the little boy got killed in Pet Cemetery.
Yes. Yeah. You know, what you put in the ground doesn't always come back the same.
Sometimes the ground is sour. You gotta bury your own.
Dude, also, can we talk about how impressive it is that a 4-year-old toddler flips an 18-wheeler just by putting his hand out?
Yeah.
What kind of fucking baby from Krypton strength does that kid have?
I like it really was all left behind was his shoe. Knocked his shoe off.
And it's not even bloody. It's as clean as the day it came out the boxes.
Yeah, and by the way, he would have been eviscerated. Yeah, completely. And when the casket opens in the movie, you see his arm and stuff. Like, there's no arms in that kid anymore.
Dude, first off, that truck wouldn't have realized it hit anything until it got about 200 miles down the road.
Well, yeah, I just realized that. I can't believe this is a thing I've never picked apart in the movie Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
When he buries his wife or the cat or anything, they come back with the damage that happened to them.
Yeah.
But the little boy comes back perfect.
Fine. Except he's mean.
Except now he teases you about your sick sister and
then he
comes at you with
your Achilles.
Oh, he sliced it. That one freaks me out.
Me too.
That one gets me every time.
That fucked me up the way arachnophobia fucked me up sitting down on a toilet, afraid that a spider was going to hit me in the balls.
You get whacked in the nuts by a black wind.
Yeah, just by a big old African tarantula.
I got bit in the balls. Was it a brown recluse?
Yeah, like probably I'm rotting. My nuts are rotting.
I got bit by a spider when I was out in Sturgis doing the performing at the bike rally.
That's the whitest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh boy, is it! And when I got bit, they tell you that I think I got bit by a spider because my ankle's like kind of blowing up over here. They go, well, we can get you over to the EMT. He goes, it's just gotta hope it's not a brown recluse, or you'll know in about 7 minutes. And I'm like, can we please really rush to the EMT guy? He's like, it's probably not.
I'm telling you, and bad news for you, Kid Rock's doing a sound check. So I'm going to have to come back to this whole spider bite
Kid Rock did play, by the way. Was that a guess?
Yes, that was a total guess. I fucking nailed it.
Watching the confusion because this crowd pretty much knows him as a country rock guy.
Yeah.
And when he goes up there and does his DJing section where he goes up on the turntables and does that, just the confusion on these motorcycles, because they applaud the motorcycle rally by revving their engines.
Yeah.
And then when he starts DJing, they're like, he's gonna let it idle a little bit.
I'm not only the guys with the windshields on their bike are applauding.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that rock star thing. I've talked about this with you before. I like the bravado and the chest out persona of rock and roll that comedy doesn't have, because Kid Rock got on stage and said, sorry, I'm in a little bit of a bad mood tonight. My house was just broken into. I wasn't home, because if I was, I got a cabinet full of motherfucking guns and I'm ready to use them. Out of my cold dead hand. It was like, they're fucking motorcycle boners.
They're just jerking off while getting their motorcycle ready. I can't, there's too much I want to express right now.
They're just housewifing on the washing machine.
Oh, quick, my wife's got to suck my butthole or I'm going to lose it. I got to suck my butthole as quick as possible. We never talked to Gage, who was trying to throw.
Oh, Gage, my bad, my friend. Go in there, go throw this other city under the bus.
Gage, who do you want
to throw it under the bus? So yeah, Missouri in general is very white trash, but some of that is going to cross over into Jesus country and racism.
Okay.
We're talking about straight white trash,
yes.
No racism. Northeast Kansas City, Missouri, my friend.
You're going northeast.
ICP people, juggalos.
Oh, perfect.
That's a town of juggalos?
It's not a town of juggalos, but it's an area of the city where there's a lot of crazy fucking white people up there. It's kind of like a multicultural hood. If you catch my drift on that, there's a lot of Mexicans and black people there, but the white people are the craziest, and they all like hip hop, predominantly white hip hop.
Yeah. Predominantly
ICP, shit like that.
ICP.
That's a fan. Gage, thank you for your call, buddy. That was a fantastic lead-in, because I just got back Saturday afternoon from Friday night. I performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos in Thornville, Ohio.
There you go.
No shit, dude. I mean,
how many people were in the crowd?
I thought there was going to be 80-some thousand. But I guess it wasn't. I don't know. Someone said maybe 10,000, 8,000.
That's 10, how many people you performed for?
No. I performed at a tent at 1 in the morning. I should say, in a tent for maybe 200 people.
What would you say the percentage of face paint?
Oh, there's a decent amount of face paint.
Would you go over 75% of the people in the audience had face paint on?
No.
Okay, under.
But I'd say 75% of the audience definitely had some kind of bizarre hair.
Okay.
Or Jinko jeans still rolling.
Still around.
Oh, yeah.
So Jinko's kept afloat by ICP.
Just a lot of buckles and things hanging off.
Hi, I'm Don Jinko. I have to stop by ICP's Gathering of the Juggalos.
He has the Tommy Boy. He has to make he goes, I do a sales trip every year. I go around. I greet my customers.
Hi, I'm Ron Juggalo, and I grew up with abnormally large quadricep muscles. This led me to create the Jinko jean, where you can fit a small toddler in each leg.
Jinko jeans are the only pants where your thighs can rub together inside your pants.
Yeah. I wanted Jinko so fucking bad, and I never got a pair. Should I buy a pair now?
Oh, dude. Yes.
Should we both get Jinko jeans?
We should both get Jinko jeans.
I'll tell you what.
And paint our faces up.
Let's not do that. But when it gets chilly in the city, let's have a week where we both wear Jinko jeans to work.
I hate going back to wrestling, but just dress like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Fishnet shirts.
Just do the gun signals all the time. Does Dan do backflips? No, not really. He's really just
Swanton Bomb.
Yeah, dude. So what? I am terrified to perform. You're really good at that shit. You did the Mayhem Fest. You've opened for Korn. You've done
I don't know many
Shiprock.
Better at it than
But here's the thing I'm saying is I've watched you at a music festival, and you have a gear that a lot of us don't have. Because I just want to do my jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, but listen to my bits.
Yeah, that you can't do.
And you're very good at coming out and being like, look at this fucking guy. And then it's like...
But I shit on them until they go, like, just do your jokes. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. That's what it is. You come in beating the shit out of them, and then you're like, and also...
Could you please stop insulting my fat, weird boyfriend? And move on with your jokes.
Please, for the love of God, do you have any prepared material?
I don't care if it's a very long, very referencey bit. We will listen.
Talk about the Lost Boys. I appreciate it at this point.
That's what I do. Is like, you got to go with the crowd, and the Juggalos are no exception. They are a wild bunch. Awesome. I got to say, from the bottom of my heart, because the Juggalos are such a national, if not international, like, punchline, I should say. They're a punchline for things.
They definitely do take a lot of shit.
And they definitely live up to, I mean, the people watching is world class. But
did you go early, obviously?
Went a couple hours early, yeah.
Just to go watch?
Yeah. It's just, what I love about it, dude, it's just, even like the catering, this was very funny. The catering, we were in Bonnaroo together, me and you. You go to the catering backstage, and I know this from being on tour with Korn and Zombie and those people, even the catering at that every day. Some days for lunch it'll be burgers and hot dogs.
Sure.
But generally, like for the dinner meal, it would be like, I mean, I had Chilean sea bass for the first time at catering for a Korn concert, if that tells you anything. You know what I mean?
And that's how Bonnaroo was.
And Bonnaroo was like prime rib one night, make your own pad thai night.
Yeah.
It's like crazy, like cool, like it was like healthy, like keep you alive, vegetables, salad bar, always food.
Rich kid birthday party food.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So the catering in the back of the Juggalo thing, and again, this is the one I was at. It was the dinner one, but it was pulled pork, tons of fried chicken, mac and cheese, all gratin potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was all amazing. But then you wonder why there is nobody. The percentage of heavy people, the women at this thing made me feel thin.
Do you think six packs at that would have been looked down upon?
Yeah, boo. Yeah. You're not living life to the juggaloist.
I can see your stomach muscles. Gross.
Ew.
Yeah, I want something that you can roll over and it rolls over at a different time.
I'm not fucking a lady who doesn't look like a puma attacked her belly.
I want to look like you've got a blood disease that makes you bloated. I want you dead in the river for 3 days bloated.
There were some heavy people that were out there. But by the way, that said, fucking super hot chicks out there. There were some really hot ones. Really? Yeah, like some pretty sick bodies. Yeah, it's. I mean, like, look at the rock festival still. You know what I mean? And also, it is in Thornville, Ohio. And this is the. Don't you ever watch? I watch all documentaries about white trash.
Someone on the line brought it up that we have a documentary about white trash. Jennifer in Houston. And Jennifer, you said which? I know which documentary you're going to bring up. Which one?
It's the Whites of West Virginia.
Yeah, the
wild and wonderful whites.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is just so crazy.
Do you understand?
It's fantastic.
White trash there.
Jennifer, I own a shirt that says "Fuck you, Dennis" because of that fucking.
If anyone's out there who hasn't seen that documentary, watch it tonight.
This is you, Dennis. This is you, Dennis.
Fuck you, Dennis.
If you don't know the show, this is a great. I read this in an interview. Johnny Knoxville, Dick House Productions did that documentary.
Yep.
They were going to do it as a TV show. They said no because they were so fucking scared to have their crew with them for long enough to do a TV show.
Oh, there's no way they could.
That they just wanted to do.
There are problems now, but with that documentary, which is fantastic, it's one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen. I've watched it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it's a part of American history.
It's great. That said, but that does not show so much. That documentary that I do find in other white trash documentaries, which there was like moss gathering families of something that HBO had years ago. But whatever they are, because these small towns, these guys, if you're like one of those like skinny weird or even like a fat, like weird sweaty shirtless guy in some of these places, they pull like a chick who's like under the radar. Still, she's like wearing like purple eyeshadow and she's wearing like old crazy cat lady makeup at like 16. But like they have like sometimes like these fucking fantastic bodies. Dude,
unbelievable.
There was a girl who was all like, I saw a girl at the Juggalo thing all skeezed out with, her hair's in dreadlocks. She probably smelled like garbage, but she was running around in her panties and like her body was pretty fucking fantastic, but a dirtbag.
But you got to understand something about white trash genetics, and you got to know this. You got to Jane Goodall. You got to be around them to understand this. White trash genetics. Once those sick bodies, once they have babies, become unraveled so fast.
Oh yeah.
So fast.
I'm
the
certain
second
of
a baby comes out, the body drops off. It's like one of those. It's like the thing that gets the space shuttle into space and drops off. That's what their hot body.
But I feel like it's like God's trap to keep.
Yes.
Like it's like they get that and then once they get so there's no they couldn't even pull it back together.
Yeah, that's the sweetness. That's the little bit of honey that gets you into the man-eater fucking the Venus flytrap.
The best you can get is they get that fucking female bus driver body where they're strong from like lifting hay and shit.
Softball catcher legs.
Yeah, just sort of jacked, bottom heavy.
You're like, why do I feel like you could probably deadlift my dead weight?
She has a massively fat ass, but
also here's the thing: her arms are bigger than my waist. So I think we're going to end the first episode, but I think we have our top 5, which obviously we will debate.
Oh yeah.
But the top 5 white trash.
I'm going to jot it down as we say it. What do we got? We got
Number
Indiana.
1.
No one's arguing Indiana.
No one's arguing Indiana. No one's arguing Florida.
Florida is in there.
West Virginia.
West V.
South Jersey, I'm giving you.
And I'll take it. I'm telling you, let's go on a tour.
Southern Ohio.
Yeah. I think South Jersey's going to be the first one we're going to get I think it's the first one that people are going to be like, no, there's way more white trash than that, which I'm sure there is. But white trash, it's a very specific thing we're talking about. We're talking about real, like, bush beer.
Yeah, we are the sommeliers of white trash. We will tell you what you're getting on the nose. That is burnt Winston's with a nice burnt carpet finish. That's a fall asleep when I smoke finish.
Dad still has shirts that he wore in pictures in the 70s.
Referring to parents by your first name in an anger way. That is
Everyone still calls video games Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because they only have Nintendo.
Dude, we fucking finally did it.
It flew by.
I mean,
for anyone we didn't get to on the phones, I apologize. But this is going to be a pretty regular thing. So I hope Jim, who was wondering who we are and what the fuck we're doing, tunes in and enjoys the show. And I love that we're doing this together, buddy. One sentimental moment. And, the crew, Jacob, Lou.
Jacob and Lou and Andy.
We have Andy over there on Ginger Screens.
Ginger Screen. It's honestly the fucking coolest that this came out of us fucking around for 6 weeks.
And for right now, 2 days a week, we're going to be sitting right in the studio doing this for you. So
plus, you can catch replays here on Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM 95. But we will be live Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, that's 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific.
Are we about to get out of here?
I mean, it's 8 o'clock. We're done.
Oh shit!
You got to go on our very close friend Louis J. Gomez's show, Below the Belt.
That's right, I do.
You got more
MMA.
You got more serious radio. I'm gonna go get high and play video games,
and then we're all going to reconvene at the stand later
for
Christine's birthday, my girlfriend's birthday. So, we will fucking catch you Wednesday,
6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m. right here on the Bonfire. Big Jefferson, Dan Soder.